Hey, light and love. My name is Kristen with a D, for those that aren't familiar with me. It's another wonderful, beautiful day. I have had to step out to go and get us some water. And I'm now headed back. And I'm grateful that I'll be able to beat the rain. I wanted to stop really quickly. Not stop, but I wanted to record just a quick message of encouragement. I've had to make this particular walk a couple of times now. I guess it kind of does get easier every time. I mean, at least this time it's not a baby on my shoulders, which it normally would be or has been. But as I'm walking, I am not on what would be considered a pretty side of Indy. There's like not even a sidewalk where I am right now. However, even in the midst of the trash and the dirt and the garbage that's out here on the side of the road, I have found beautiful bunches of red clover. Several bunches of red clover. Here's another one that I'm coming up on. And this is just one particular plant out of countless amount. Like, I can't name all of the stuff out here. Maybe one day I'll be able to. I hope to. But the point that I'm making with this quick clip is that even in the midst of the mess, you can still find creation being creation. Before I left the house, the towel I used to dry off with, I washed with some of those unstoppable beads. I used to really like those things. So when I was drying off, I stopped to take deep breaths of the towel. It's kind of addictive. It's kind of scary, to be honest, but whatever. After taking a few of them and getting to a point of, ooh, Chris, okay, that might be enough, I felt my chest get tight. It felt like it was clogged up. Like all the perfume or all of the chemicals that make that stuff smell so good, I had just inhaled way too much of it, and I could feel it stuck in my throat and in my chest. And the reason why I bring that up right now is because red clover is really good for respiratory issues, amongst other things like balancing hormones, hot flashes. It can be a blood thinner, a bunch of other things. I'm going to do more research on it when I get back to the house. But I just thought it was interesting that as I began to walk to the store, I could feel my air being blocked to a degree. And I knew that it was because of the chemicals that I had consumed by simply inhaling the stuff on my towel. But even with that discomfort, Creator allowed me to notice and recognize and identify some random red clovers growing out here on the side of 38th Street. Again, it's not even a whole lot of sidewalk over here. It's a whole lot of trash. Yet, not even that could stop nature from being. And not even the trash and the inconvenience of this particular walk could stop the Holy Spirit from communicating with me and giving me messages. So, whereas I could have Googled what to do for my chest or what to do to clear out the chemicals that I had ingested, I didn't have to. The Holy Spirit gave me what I needed, which was red clover. Now, I am not about to harvest this red clover off the side of the road. That we're not going to do. You still have to be mindful of the source of everything you consume. However, I do now know what I'm about to go home and order. I am going to invest in some red clover. Because why not? Like, why not? For me, because I have positioned myself to access the tools that I need, accessing red clover is not going to be difficult. And not only is it not going to be difficult to access, even the research part of knowing what I'm getting and what I'm getting it for just kind of came to me as I was walking. So, yeah, probably could have ordered a Lyft. Probably could have caught the bus and made this 1.5 mile walk one way a lot easier and a lot faster. But then I would have missed the opportunity to be in nature. I would have missed the opportunity to just be and to see and experience just the fullness and the goodness of my Creator. Does it feel good? Not necessarily. The water in my backpack is getting a bit heavier as I continue to walk. And the discomfort and the tightness in my throat and in my chest, whereas it is definitely easing because of the intentional oxygen that I'm taking in and because of the intentional exhales, my being intentional in releasing, it is easing, but it's still present. So many lessons in this short time, in this short walk. One, everything that you consume, everything that you put on or in your body impacts your body. Period. And if you're not familiar with your body, stuff would be happening to you and you wouldn't know what's happening. You would just be letting it happen. And or you would be constantly consuming the thing that's hurting you. So obviously I won't be purchasing any more of the Unstoppable beads. I don't even remember the last time I used them, to be honest. So this whole thing is ironic because they've been gone for a while, but it was still fresh on that towel. And yeah, so that's one more thing to X out of my consumption, I guess you can say. If it's doing this by inhaling it, what is it doing as it's absorbing into my skin when I'm drying off? I would be foolish to think it doesn't have some kind of impact. So, being mindful of what I'm consuming, understanding that the Creator has created everything that I need for health and for wellness, for life and for abundance. I mean, to be completely honest, it was bunches of red clover back there. It was bunches of red clover. It was an abundance of it. Not necessarily saying that that was the provision for me, because it's going to serve whatever purpose it has for growing right there. But to just know that I can have whatever it is that I need and whatever it is that I desire in an abundance. And it's freely accessible to me. That's a lesson. I've been out here for a minute. Like I said, I'm headed back to my house now. With water for myself and the kiddos because we ran out. And so there have been quite a few downloads, quite a few messages. And all it took was for me to get outside. All it took was for me to choose a little bit of extra work over convenience, because that work put me in a position to receive and experience nature. So again, for me and my journey, it has been very important for me to get quiet. It has been very important for me to detach from noise, from distractions. Like I said, normally there might have been a baby on my shoulders making this walk. Today, y'all sit still, because I need a little bit of time. Yesterday, I was recording a video, and the amount of warfare that surrounded me recording the message, me posting it, was just ridiculous. Like, to the point of me having to stop and laugh and say, hold up, wait a second. Like, this message really, something or someone really does not want this message to come out. Like, warfare. And to be honest, it was exhausting. It was draining. It was frustrating. But I was able to identify what it was, and therefore I was able to press through and get it out. Today I just needed to reset. I just needed to get quiet for a second, get in nature. And it's like, even though still cars, it's still life happening around me, it's just something about being intentional and detaching. And it only took a few minutes, a little bit more than a few minutes, but out of the course of a 24-hour time span, this walk was nothing. And I got enough water to where I ain't making this walk again for another day or two. And by that time, I'll probably do something different. Actually, by Friday, I'll be able to order some more water from the company that I use. So, you know, everything has its purpose. How willing are you to do the work? Because nothing just comes easily. Nothing is free, nothing worth having anyway. This quiet time that I've had is priceless. I can't put a price tag on the experience I've gained just by connecting and communicating with the Holy Spirit, with creation. It cost me a walk, mile and a half there, mile and a half back or so. It cost me the weight of the water on my back. Neither one of those compare to what I received. So, you know, it was worth it for me. Again, this is my journey. I encourage you to figure out what price you're willing to pay. And is whatever you're investing your time, your money, your attention, your assets in worth what it is you're gaining in return? So yeah, this is Kristen with the D. For those that aren't familiar with me, until next time, light, peace, and love.